Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to begin this episode with an apology to all my fans. I know I have not been posting videos in the last few months, and my videos have been sporadic. Actually, I have not been shooting any videos for at least like 6 months. I mostly, I have a catalogue of old videos. So yeah, I'm going through unwellness right now. I'm not going to get into details, but just in case you guys are wondering why my videos have been sporadic, that's why. I'm putting up old videos that I had made a year ago, because I have a library backlog. Anyway, so today's video is in response to a message that I got on the thing saying, a YouTuber, he says, the Quran is the heading, the Hadith is the detail, you need tasfirs in order to understand the proper meaning of our Quran. Here is the case, Hadith do just the thing, Quran tells you establish salah but doesn't mention how to perform it, which actually it does, but whatevs. Sunnah mentions how to perform it. Okay, this episode's not about the Quran, it's about the Hadiths. And okay, so people love the Hadiths, and they say, you got Islam, in order to be in Islam you need the Hadiths, and people love the Hadiths, they cling on to them, For example, they say you need to circumcise your child because it's Sharia law, even though the word circumcision is not used once in the Quran. But you know what? It's not about that. It's about the Hadiths, the dangerous Hadiths. So we're applying specifically to a YouTuber here. That's his name, a YouTuber. So let's talk about the duty of the Prophet, because people say that the Prophet, this is what the image that people have in their mind, that the Prophet sat there and he would just blab the whole day. He's just conversing. It's like, did you know that in Islam this and this? And he would give these detailed accounts of the lives of the prophets before him. We have these hadiths that have these detailed accounts of humanity since the first day. And the people were drinking up these details. And then, every now and then, he'd get this mystical image from God. He'd be like, and then he would recite the Quran. So we had the two attributes of the Prophet. We had him reciting the Quran, and in people's mind, he would spend the rest of his day spouting hadiths, telling, every detail, the fine details of life. This is what people have in their mind. So let's follow the Quran, because the Quran contains the details. What does the Quran say? That's the responsibility of the Prophet. Surah 5 verse 99. Not upon the messenger is responsibility except for notification. So the Prophet of God was not given any task except notification. What is this notification? It is the Quran. Okay, so Surah 42 verse 48. But if they turn away, then we have not sent you, O Muhammad, over them as a guardian. So if they turn away, we haven't sent you as a guardian to them. Upon you is only the duty of notification. The duty of notification. I know, I repeated that last bit. His only job was to notify people, was to reveal the Quran. The Prophet Muhammad's job was to reveal the Quran. His only attribute was to reveal what Allah had to reveal, which is the Quran. Okay, so Surah 13 verse 40. And whether we show you part of what we promise them or take you in death, upon you is only the duty of notification. Upon us is account. Upon Allah is account. Now a lot of these people, you see them going onto the streets and they're like, you're committing sin. I would take your head with a sword and I would tinder you. What the hell? You know, in Islam, in the Quran, there is only a few times that we are permitted to take a life. You're not allowed to wander in the street with a sword threatening to kill people. If you take a life, the sin of that life having been taken is the count of having taken every life in the world. Let me repeat that. If you go into the streets and you kill someone, if you show up at someone's door demanding that they give the verses of the Quran, and then if you kill that person whether or not they give you the verses of the Quran, you have committed a vile act. Because the Quran tells us, it tells us that if you kill one human, you have killed every human. But people, they follow the Hadiths. They get high on mighty on Hadith. They're like, oh, Hadiths, give me permission. Allah has decreed that we're not to kill and we're not to do anything other than follow His word. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, but these idiots out there. So let me tell you about Surah 77 verse 49 and 50. Woe that day to the deniers. Who are the deniers? The deniers are the kafirun, the disbelievers. Then what statement after the Quran will they believe? Now, when was the Hadith written down? Before or after the Quran? Any scholar will tell you it took place 200 years after the Quran. So we know that Allah has forbidden statements after the Quran. That alone should be your proof. I prove to you, A, that the Prophet of God was only given the task of delivering the Quran. One task. He was not given any other duty. So to say that he was spouting hadiths is a sin. Because we know that the Prophet of God was given one task. For him to have done another task, for him to just say, you know what, bros, I've been given a task by God, but you know what? I'm just gonna start spouting hadiths, because even though the Quran says not to follow any other statement except from the Quran, you know, I'm just gonna wing it, bruvs. I'm just gonna wing it. You know, why not? Throw caution to the wind. You know, do you think he was just throwing caution to the wind? You know, just doing no. This is the Prophet of God. He was given a task, one task. His only task was notification. Notification is the Quran. The statement is the Quran. Now I know some people are, but brother, you're stupid, brother. You don't know anything. Brother, you're new to Islam. We will forgive you, brother. Because you know the Quran is just the direction of Islam, but the details are in the Hadith. You know, that's what people say. The Quran is the direction, it's the compass. But the details, you know, whether you need to turn right at that junction or left, you know, that's where the Hadiths are. You know, and the people think this, that they think it's true. You know, and they get convinced. Okay, well, let's see what Allah says. This is not for me. You know, I don't care what you guys do. You know, I really don't. But I have a duty as a Muslim. I have a duty as a Muslim to speak the truth. To reveal the truth. Because there's a lot of ignorant people out there. People watching this and they're afraid, they have fear in their heart. So let me reveal the truth to you. This is from Allah, not from me. If you have a problem, speak to Allah. No, don't speak to me. I don't care what you do. So, Surah 7 verse 52. And then, Surah 7 verse 52. And we had certainly brought them a book, which we detailed by knowledge, a guidance, and mercy to a people who believe. It's detailed in knowledge. What is detailed? Do you think that, Moby Dick is No, it's the Quran that they're talking about. Surah 41 verse 3. A book whose verses have been detailed. An Arabic Quran for people who know. Arabic Quran for people who know. Yeah. Okay, well let's say Surah 12 verse 111. There was certainly in their stories a lesson for those of understanding. Never was the Quran narration invented, but a confirmation of what came before it, and a detailed explanation of all things, and guidance and mercy to a people who believe. This is Allah's word. Do not say me. I am just a human being. Compared to Allah, compared to the Quran, compared to any ounce of Allah's mercy, I am less than a speck. I am a speck making prostration to the one who made me. So do not think this comes from me. Do not think me standing here is my will. No, I'm standing here because Allah has revealed the truth to me in the Quran. It doesn't come into my mind and I read it. No, I read the Quran. I read Allah's message. The message that you guys should be reading. So let me reiterate. Surah 12 verse 111. Never was the Quran a narration invented, but a confirmation of what came before it, and a detailed explanation of all things. Now if Allah was just gonna say, well the Hadith is the details, but the Quran's just the compass, just go in that direction, but we're gonna make the details. And do you think Allah would lie? Are you saying Allah is lying? For you to even say the words, that the details in the Hadiths, that is a sin! I know, I'm getting red-faced, I'm getting angry. You see my jaw twitch. But I'm telling you what Allah is telling us. This is not my words. The words of Allah. He is saying it is a detailed explanation of all things. We know that the Quran is a criterion. It is a guidance and a mercy. So why don't you listen to Allah? Allah tells you not to follow statements after Him. What is your excuse? Tell me, find the verse in the Quran that tells you to read verses other than Allah. Because there will be none. Allah tells us that in verses that are corrupt, there will be much contradiction. The Quran has no contradiction. It has multiple verses where it tells us, do not follow statements other than the Quran. And what do people do? But brother, brother, the Hadith has got the detail. What the Quran tells us, Allah tells us that the Quran is fully detailed. It is an explanation of all things. The Big Bang is in the Quran. Genetics is in the Quran. The development of the human race is in the Quran. But brother, the details in the Hadith. Allah tells us that before the Big Bang, the heavens and the earth was one. And it was Allah who tore them asunder, who created the universe. Don't you think that's a detailed explanation? But you know what? Don't believe me. I don't care what you do. I'm not claiming to be special. You know what? I'm not even a scholar. I'm just a guy who loves the Quran. I love Allah. You know, I love Allah more than my own soul. You know, compared to Allah, I am less than a speck. I am a speck bowing down in prostration to the one who made me. But I have a duty. I have a duty. I'm a man with a gift, and that gift is my voice. And I will use my voice to convey the message which we have been given for 1400 years. And yet idiots say, Hadith, Hadith, Hadith. No, that is a sin. So tell me, this simple point. The Quran tells us it's fully details. The Quran tells us that Prophet Muhammad was only given the task of revealing the Quran. And it tells us, the third point, it tells us not to follow verses other than the Quran. What's your excuse? I challenge you. What is your excuse? What is your excuse for disobeying Allah? Go on. Go on, I challenge you. Right now. Right in the comment section below. But Hadith, Hadith. Come on, I will answer your question. Sick or not, I will answer your question. So go on. I challenge you. I dare you. Do it. Right now. Do it.